Let's solve this system. Two linear equations in two variables. I'll name them again. I'll name the top one number 1, the bottom one number 2. And you know, to graph this top one, because I have the variables on this side, but these coefficients don't divide evenly into the 2, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this in slope-intercept form. All right, so I'm going to take this one here and rewrite this in y equals mx plus b form. So let's solve it for y. So we'll subtract the 3x, right? So I'm going to start by subtracting 3x. So I'll get 3y equals negative 3x plus 2. And then I'll divide by that 3. So if I divide everything by 3 here, I'll get y equals, well, let's just write it. Negative 3 over 3x plus 2/3. And then what do we get here? Y equals negative x plus 2/3. Now look, before we go any further, do you see what's happening? Look at this. Y equals negative x, and then it crosses at 2/3. Look at the other equation. Y equals negative x. This equation number 2 has slope. Look at that slope. The slope is negative 1. And look at the slope of our first equation here. That slope is negative 1. So what I'm saying is this, that the slope of line 1 is equal to the slope of line 2, and that works if and only if, say, line 1 is parallel to line 2. So when I graph these, I'm going to get parallel lines, and that's going to give us no solution. Let's go ahead and graph, though. We have just claimed now that line 1, right down here, intersects the y-axis at 2/3. All right, that's going to be a little tricky to plot. So let's see, we'll just make a guess. 2/3, and then what? For the slope. Now the slope, we can write as negative 1 over 1, right? Slope's a fraction, so I'll write it as negative 1 over 1. So from that point of intersection, I'll go to the right one and down one. All right, so I'm up here. So go to the right one, down one. Now that's pretty tight. Right one, down one. Maybe it puts us here. And I'll draw a line passing through those points. Even put the arrows on it. And that second line, already in slope-intercept form, crosses at 4. So it crosses up here at 4. And it has slope negative 1. So I'm going to go to the right one, down one. All right, we'll put a point there. And I'll pass a line through these points. Now, the lines look parallel, but I have to know for sure that they're parallel if I'm going to claim that there's no solution. Right, so this one here was line 1. This is line 2. And just because they look parallel doesn't mean that they are. You know, it could be that, you know, way out here, if you keep on going, if there's a slight change here, they would intersect like way out there in the thousands. But now I know for sure that they're parallel because the slope of line 1 and the slope of line 2 are identical. So now I can say with enthusiasm that there's no solution.